This 26 Sports high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
And welcome back to Cadillac High School. My News 26 Sports. Cadillac Vikings playing host to the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. Jay Simon alongside Morris Langworthy Jr. And the Gladiators have a 15-8 lead as we're just underway here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Cadillac was able to close that lead dramatically in the second half of the first period. And I think they're going to start showing us a little bit more momentum than they did in the first period.
Phillips with another miss on the interior as Kylie Christensen doing a yeoman's job down there trying to defend the bigger Phillips. Annie Lyman had 7 in that first quarter to lead all scorers. There's a tap away by the Glads. It'll remain Viking basketball. Lyman and Phillips, Lauren Bramer also had a bucket. 3 players in the books for both teams. Kylie Christensen leading the Vikings with 4 points through that first quarter.
So, Jay, we were talking earlier, which one of these is the younger team?
Well, 5 sophomores on the roster, you would say the Gladiators are, but there's only 1 senior on the Vikings roster.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of juniors on both teams for the most part. Although there are 2 sophomores that have seen time as Phillips with a nice little move inside, can't finish, and now we're going to get a foul. Going to guess on Christensen on the rebound. And
I'll tell you what, Phillips has had 4 attempts to the bucket. In her last 4 attempts to the bucket, she hasn't put one in yet.
That is Christensen's second as they get it into Phillips.
And that makes 5.
Another bunny missed. Lyman's attempt is no good. Rebound chased down, and we're going to get a jump ball as Lauren McDonald. Again, one of just 3 seniors, just 4 between the 22 players between the 2 teams. Only 4 seniors. 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Non-conference girls basketball action here on My News 26 Sports. Up ahead for Johns, and tied up and taken away. And I think she tried, Lauren Bramer tried to throw that. And she did, threw it off the Vikings' legs. Yep, so it'll be Gladiator basketball. Nice job by Bramer. Bramer, one of 5 sophomores on the roster, along with Sarah Chenard. Both have seen time. It's Chenard with the ball right now. There's a nice tap away by Emmington. I thought that went off Chenard's leg, but the official right on top of it. It'll stay Gladiator basketball. Chenard gets it to Lyman, top side. Another behind-the-back move. Over to McDonald, looking for Phillips down low. Too hot on the pass, and the turnover will go to the Vikings. Well, it's a difficult job to try and defend the 6'4" Juliana Phillips down low, but the Vikings are doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, hey, I'll tell you what. Vikings are definitely into this, but they got to get the ball back down their end, and they've got to work it. They've been successful with it. Except for you got to get past the taller team.
It was a nice job by Canals holding her ground. No call. She's on the ground, and now we're going to get a stoppage.
We've got an injury on the floor.
I think Canals.
One of the Cadillac Vikings is down.
Yeah, I think Canals may have. She's holding the back of her head. She might have bumped her head as she tried to draw that foul. It's tough to see from this angle. Mm-hmm. And she is up, and that is very good to see.
Yep. It's always good to see them on their feet.
Yeah, surprising no call. I like to say, Morris, that the 2 toughest jobs in the universe are mothering and officiating.
Yeah.
So, and I want no part. I want no part of either one.
Exactly.
So that's tough. I'm sure fans wondering why there was no call there, but the officials, well trained, know what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. Could have gone either way. Canals held her ground, but could have also been called for a block. It's the Vikings now looking to break this press.
You know, we're 2 minutes into this second period with 6 minutes left, and Cadillac finally scores the first point.
It's a nice move by Nicole Kleinsorge to get it up and under. Now we got to travel on the Gladiators, and just like that, if I'm not mistaken, this is an 8-0 run by the Vikings.
It is. It is. Vikings are slowly moving up on the Gladiators, and
Emmington to Piles, who can't finish on the right side. And Chenard pulls down the rebound.
Everything about that play, with the exception of the fact the ball didn't go in the hole, was there.
Lyman with a long three. Overshoots the target. Emmington with the rebound. Near side for Little. Lefty layup won't go. Gladiators come back the other way. This is the kind of tempo that the Glads like. 15-footer from Lyman. Rattles in and out. Strong rebound by Piles.
The ball is moving up and down the court, and no scores are being made on either end per se. Even though up to this point in this period, we've only seen one bucket up to this point by either team.
Got a over and back call on Little as her heel just crossed half court against that Gladiator pressure. Credit that Gladiator pressure for causing the turnover. 5:10 to go here in the second quarter. 15-10. Traverse City St. Francis with the lead. The sophomore Bramer hands it off to Lyman. Lyman splits the defense and lays it up and in.
That was a nice move into the basket and a great layup. You know, probably the one thing that both teams have to do is set up their shots better as opposed to what we've seen up to this point.
Well, you get the impression, Morris, that Ann Lyman is the one player on either team who can pretty much get any shot she wants at any time. She's able to create her own shot, and she's done that effectively. She's got 9 in this game. Phillips now looking down low for McDonald. Nice entry pass from Phillips.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Gladiators have finally come back and taken charge of this game.
Johns wanted Kleinsorge on the baseline. Pass a little too hot. And Bramer comes up with it. Down low for Phillips. Turns against Christensen. Can't finish. And we're going to get a jump ball. It'll stay Gladiator basketball. And we're going to get a Viking timeout. Full variety. 4:10 to go here in the second quarter. Gladiators with a 19-10 lead. Ann Lyman, the senior, with 9 of the Gladiator 19 points. And she's been very impressive so far.
Yes. You know, I'll tell you what, Ann has had the best movement toward the net than any other player on either side. And she's set up her shots well. You can tell that she's already planned where she's going to shoot from before she gets to the basket. Good driving force for the Gladiators. You know, at the same time, even though this has been a low-scoring period, both teams are coming into their own. And it's still anybody's game up to this point. Even though we've got a 9-point spread and a low-scoring game, this momentum for this game can still go either way. You know, the Gladiators can run away with this because they have the height advantage, but at the same time, you're seeing the pace of the Vikings hustling that ball back down and moving the ball back into their own scoring position just as effectively at this point as the Gladiators. It's a question of either side taking the time to set up their shot.
4:10 to go here in the first half, and the Gladiators will inbound out of the timeout as they find Phillips.
Nice.
And she puts it up and in.
Nice pass to Phillips.
That's
straight in, straight under the basket, and straight up.
That's what you can do when you're 6'4".
Exactly.
Johns. Sorry, go ahead.
I can only think of what I could have done if I was 6'4".
Wish I was 6'4".
No kidding.
Ball went off the Glads, so Kleinsorge will inbound for the Vikings under their own basket. Top side for Johns. Michaela Johns, daughter of head coach Mary Kay, finds Kleinsorge. And the jumper a little too strong. Rebound battled for. Lyman comes up with it. Phillips up ahead for Bramer. Cross the path to McDonald. Can't finish. McDonald. And then Little trying to chase it down is going to catch the baseline.
Yep. Gets called out of bounds.
It's a nice look from Bramer to McDonald on the far block.
You know, Cadillac Casting has allowed us to be here tonight, Jay, and it's always good to have them as our sponsor. But we sure like to invite other businesses to help us bring girls basketball in Northern Michigan to you. If you're interested in sponsoring one of these games or any games that we're broadcasting, get a hold of the sales office at MyNews26, and we'll be more than happy to set you up as one of our sponsors for one of these events.
That's a great point. You can call the station. You can send an email to info@mynews26.com. That's MINEWS26.com. Remember, you can catch this game during rebroadcasts on MyNews26, or you can go to the website, mynews26.com, click on sports, and you can find it there, archived as well. You can hear the dulcet tones of Morris Langworthy Jr. anytime you want.
The dulcet tones. That's a good word, Jay.
23-10 here as we hit the 3-minute mark in the first half. Hope Emmington against Juliana Phillips.
Got to get it back.
That is a slight size differential there. Hope Emmington, I think, comes up to Juliana Phillips' shoulder. And Phillips, give a lot of credit to the big junior as she maintained her defensive positioning and drew the 5-second call. Emmington now trying to harass Bramer. Down low for Phillips, double teamed and can't finish. Rebounded by Kleinsorge, and then she loses the handle. Lyman, 3-ball, short.
Yes.
Piles with the rebound. 2.5 to go here in the first half. Vikings have been quiet since scoring the opening bucket of this quarter. Kleinsorge down low for Christensen against Phillips and finishes. Nice move by Kylie Christensen.
I think they heard you, Jay.
There you go. Well, it's a relatively quiet gym. In action tonight, McBain and Cadillac at McBain boys basketball. So that's splitting the Cadillac crowd tonight. As Lyman's jumper comes up short, but it goes off the Vikings, so it'll be Gladiator basketball.
You know, I'll tell you what, those slick roads tonight don't really help too much either.
No, I'm sure there's some people that have chosen to stay home. We're glad you're watching this. There's a nice steal by Little. Trying to stay ahead of the defense. Blocked from behind, but it was blocked into Lyman. McDonald with the block. So it'll stay Viking basketball. Kleinsorge will trigger. Out to Emmington. Thought about the three. Pump fake, drives baseline. Emmington will bring it back between the circles. Pile. Baseline drive. Nice skip pass for Emmington.
Line, didn't she?
She did. It was a great look for Emmington, whose jump shot is just a little short. 1.5 to go. Another steal there by Christensen, hustling back on defense. And there's a turnover right back the other way as the Glads hustle on defense. McDonald is going to draw the foul on the layup attempt. Well, this will be just the second time either team has gone to the line. Vikings have yet to go to the line tonight, Morris.
You know, I'll tell you what, that wasn't so much a steal as it was a short pass, you know?
Yep.
Gladiators have done very well at the line up to this point.
Lauren McDonald misses the first. Back irons the second, and Christensen comes up with the rebound. Remains 23-12. Minute 10 to go in the first half. Emmington looking for Little. She'll save it. Christensen with good hustle. Kylie Christensen, the standout volleyball middle hitter for the Vikings. Made a nice run to the quarterfinals before falling to North Branch in the fall. As Gladiator volleyball team made a nice run themselves in volleyball as well.
Vikings are doing a great job moving the ball around and setting up their shot.
Yep, showing patience offensively here. This Gladiator man-to-man defense has been tough tonight. Head coach Keith Haskey calling out some commands. Coach Keith Haskey actually coaches both the boys and girls basketball teams for the Glads. I asked him how he does it. He said 1 foot in front of the other.
Yep.
18 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Vikings looking for the last shot. Pile, top side for Emmington, 10 seconds. And there's a theft. Bramer comes up with the steal. Across the way for Joyanna Tarsa, who lays it up and in with 3 seconds to go. And that will do it for the first half of play, 25-12.
You know, I'll tell you, Jay, that last play, Vikings manipulated the ball for 45 seconds of that, and it was the Gladiators that capitalized on the last 3 seconds. Wow. Anyway, we're going to be back here shortly to recap this first half. You're watching My News 26 Sports. I'm Morris Lang with you. This is Jay Simons. We'll be back in a moment.